All right. Hey, everybody. This is one of the episodes of my Day Trading Radio podcast, and I'm actually, it's a Saturday evening. The sun is going down, and I tell you, I can't stop thinking about trading sometimes. And sometimes you just want to talk about it, but then you feel kind of goofy just talking about it. And I don't know if anybody else has these same feelings. When we talk about trading, for me, it's a way of life right now. It's everything in the world that I do. I kind of compare it to trading. I analyze things. I look for patterns. I just don't know if other people are like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about trading. Some of the things I wanted to discuss, or actually reach, get a couple goals I have, a couple goals that I have with the show, and the conflicts that I always have between, understand there's people out there that want, stocks, options, futures, but then, and the purpose of this little podcast here is it doesn't come down to just one thing. It comes down to making money. If I could tell you how to make money selling, rocks, painted rocks, we'd be painting rocks during the day. It's about making money. And again, of course, there's something to trading. I'm sure not everyone is into it. A lot of people can't stand it. Some people have a good mind for it or like it, feed off of it. Puzzle solving, graphing. Stochastics, RSI, the math approach, the more logical approach, momentum, kind of figuring out the intraday patterns that are playing out. But when you get to a point where I ask myself, what do people, if we could do anything, what do people want? What's the list of things that people want? Do they want companionship here at Day Trading Radio? A lot of them do, Do they want to make money? Of course. There's a lot of traders out there that listen to Day Trading Radio that don't trade. Either they don't have the funds, or they don't have the confidence yet, but they like the show and they love trading. They just haven't made that leap yet, that haven't, gotten to that point where they want to start for whatever reason. But what you're on your path, and what you love, because that's why you continue to tune in or continue to immerse yourself in all things trading, even like tonight. So when it comes down to it, I think everyone wants to make money, and it doesn't matter how we do it as long as we do it. Now, I really am enjoying the futures trading since the we started doing the prop trading promotions and getting people to qualify using the super signal. The super signal is a script that I developed for identifying the best setup during the day based off of a couple different patterns. And these are combined patterns to make a super signal. It has to do with a set of stochastics. It has to do with divergences. So it's just a combination, and this gives you a high percentage of return. But not even that. It's, because I had a good conversation with my friend Dak yesterday, and he's like, he was following the show. He likes the new Zello alerts. He's on the Zello alert network, and I know I have to pick that up. So for those out there who are on the Zello alert network, this all ties together. That's why I'm trying to expand this, because I know it all comes down to making money. And making money, you have to have the tools to streamline everything, and that's our job. Because really, I want to go fishing, or I want to go hiking or camping, but I want to feel safe. I want to be able to pay the bills and stuff. But I want to make money. So in trading and getting back, I want to be all off. I'm outside actually. I'm actually raking some leaves with you. You might hear that in the background. I figured I'd give this a shot. This might be the most annoying podcast ever. But I figured I'd get some of my thoughts out because I felt, I was just listening to some podcasts and stuff, and I said, you know what? I got to talk about my, the direction with day trading radio and how I want to make people believe. I mean, even the average person as a side hustle with the way you could get into the markets these days. Remember I said earlier that a lot of people are on, members, but they don't really trade because they don't have the funds. This is such a great opportunity with prop trading that you're able to get a working account. Now it's called an evaluation account, I understand. This is not a live account, but it is live as a simulation. It's real time and you're able to trade that. And with a very small amount to enter, you can get down to like under $20 a month. And when I say month, it doesn't even have to be a month, but it recurs if you still have the account open. And there's the important thing to remember, the account is your testing ground. You have to get to a certain target without losing a certain amount. And that sounds kind of easy, but it's not. It's not. But it is. And that's my specialty, showing you how easy it is. And it becomes easier the more you slow down. And when I say that is, getting in there, it seems like, I tend to do this sometimes also, is talk about how easy to have a good divergence and get 10 points and have 7 contracts on. You qualify with one trade. And how many trades that how many great divergences, 5-minute divergences give us 20, 30 points. It seems easy, yet for whatever reason, we miss some of them. It's just, to make sure I'm not stepping in crap here. Time out. I can't even time out my podcast here, but I'm just raking up. It's a nice day today. It's like 50 something degrees, and it's just nice. I'm really enjoying being outside. So I'm gonna actually pull these down. I want to pause for this break right here, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back here with you. I'm about to carry these leaves down. I put them on a big tarp. Oh God, I keep on stepping in that crap. Put it on a big tarp and I carry down to the end of our property and I dump it out there. And that's something that I have to always remind myself. I said, there was never in my life a time when I didn't mow my own lawn or rake my own leaves. And that was my nightmare growing up as a kid. Oh, my dogs are out. Hey, dogs. That was my nightmare growing up as a kid. That would be my job. And we didn't have tarps back then. It was like you put it in a garbage pail. And it was like hefty bags or something. I don't know why we never used a tarp thing. And forget about a leaf blower. We never had anything like that. That was for the other side of town. I'm pulling it down. So I've always did my leaves, and I like it. I like the peacefulness being out here. I like cutting my lawn on the riding mower, just going. Sometimes I'll put a. Uh-oh! I just knocked down the tree. Uh-oh! I'll put on it. Very rarely, I have a mojito on the riding lawn. All right, so getting back to trading, and the true, what is our goal? Our goal is to make money. Well, talking about this prop trades and how easy it is to get into the market now, you basically don't have to. Do anything other than sign up. You get the account. You get an account. You get the software, the NinjaTrader platform, and you're doing everything. And you get the real-time feed. you get a real-time feed, which is like, that's worth it in itself. So you get the real-time feed, you got the thing, and then you're able to actually, in some way, call yourself a gambler, but you're trying to turn that, that account into, try to get the goal of making, in this case, say it's a $50,000 account. I think you have to make $3,100 or a dollar, whatever to get you over the 3,000 mark. So that doesn't sound that bad, but it is. It's harder than you think. But we have an edge. I've developed an edge, and being in this market so long, trading futures, most of it, real accounts, I just find it so enjoyable to not have to risk anything anymore, but be able to gain a opportunity, like taking nothing and making something for like $20. And that's the best case scenario right there. So I think there's a great opportunity out there. That's why I'm trying to focus more on it, because over the last 3 weeks, I've been doing a little experiment, and I haven't been talking about it that much, but I've been trading my accounts up to 5 contracts, using the scripts to identify, keeping very tight stops, but really keeping the methodology and the criteria really strong, and only taking the best of the best trades. Not gambling at all, and usually just taking divergences. To tell you the truth, it really comes down to the divergence, either on the 1 minute time frame or the 5 minute time frame. MES, point to 2 points, and I'm averaging 150 to 300, I would say between $100 and $300 a day. And it becomes easier doing it that way instead of trading the ES. Now, I keep on saying I'm going to trade the ES, but now I look back at my accounts, and I started two of these. Both of them are a few $100s away from qualifying, and it's been about 15, 17 days. And this has been just like easy pickings, because I haven't even had any drawdowns. It's just a slow process. And that slow process, I said, this is it. This is the key. This is not about to get, and sometimes I say, it's probably a good shot to take a shot. It's only $17.50 for the prop account if you have a good coupon, which I always give you. Coupon now is DTRNOV for the Bullinox. DTRNOV. That's November. It's 72% off, by the way. Not that I was going to throw that in. I wasn't. But I should get something to drink out here. I'm getting parched out here, working so hard. So the focus has definitely been towards that, because the goals are there, and it's a slow process, but that's what makes it successful, because it's very, very organized. The setups are only taken with the MES. There's no real big risk of getting clobbered. And when you have the setups that I'm sending out, you're going to get those points. And it's just about getting the points and not being greedy and taking those points off. Once you take those points off, then you're set. You're perfect. And you do that over and over again. And the next thing you know, you're qualifying. And you started with nothing, basically. And you've gotten yourself into a position where you started to learn how to trade. And this is for people who are not trading with real money. All of a sudden, you feel like you do have some risk. And that's good. This is a great way to start. Now, this week I am going to really start to roll out the Zello alerts. I think the key to all this, and this is really going out to people who are not really traders. I think there's a great side hustle here, and I love the term side hustle. I understand what it means. I understand, what everything means these days. I've immersed myself into the world of the TikTokers, just as a scientist observing, a different race. And I got to tell you, I am fascinated by what goes on and how people are making money these days, And I know I'm going to deal with that myself because I have a 16-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter, and how they're going to grow up and what skill sets are they going to need. Are they going to know anything about making money? It's kind of a big mystery to them. And to me, I ran into a quick story. We were out getting the Christmas tree last Saturday, and we went down to the firehouse, and the guy there, young kid, maybe he was 20-something, tall too. He was like my height, 6'3", and he was new, because I always go there. I've been going to that firehouse to get my Christmas tree for 17 years. But there was always someone new, and these kids would volunteer. And this guy, like I said, he's 25, and we started talking. I said, "Why'd you volunteer?" My son was thinking about volunteering. Oh, he said, he says it's the best thing I ever did. That's like, this is just so great, volunteering for the fire department. So we talked a little bit more. He was out in California. He worked for Meta. He said. I said, "So you worked for Meta?" I said, "That's pretty good." And then he said, yeah, but he got so disillusioned with things out there, and it was during the pandemic, and he was inside, and he said he had to get back to his roots, and he grew up in Nyack, and now he's job hunting. And I said, well, what can you tell my son? I mean, that's pretty good experience that you had. Did you meet Mark Zuckerberg? He goes, no, I never met him. Seen him walking around, but never really talked to him. And I said, well, that's still pretty cool to get into Meta. I mean, that's a pretty, it's not, they have a good interview process, and, to get hired by them, you got to be pretty talented. He was a publisher or something, so he went to school for publishing and stuff. So I don't know but he was trying to do news stuff. He was working for Yahoo News for a while, and he said the news is just all BS now, and he's so frustrated with the whole industry. And he's so embarrassed to say he's even a news person. That's what he wanted to be. And anyway, he said to my son, whatever you do, you don't need college. And my wife just jumped up and was like, don't tell him that. He's going to college. And I'm up in the air about the whole thing. I was like, I'm not going to cause a blowout scene here when I start saying that, maybe he's not, maybe he doesn't need to go to college. Because that would be like something that would cause World War III in the house. But believe me, I'm the type of person who knows, having a great skill is probably more valuable in this day and age than anything. So I've always said, I'd be 100% behind you if you wanted to become an electrician or plumber or whatever. I don't care what it is. If you have a skill that people need, you are always going to be in high demand. And yeah, maybe you're not rolling on Wall Street or whatever, but that's up to him. And I don't. Anyway, I didn't want to go too far off topic here, but talking about these side hustles. And I said, "What's your side?" I said, "Sawyer." I said, "You should do this. You should open up one of these accounts. Get your friends to open up these accounts. Get these alerts. Take them. You could take them on your phone, I believe." Dak's doing that. Dak says, he goes, "I'm opening up 10 tomorrow. I'm on your Zello. I'm going to just take the alerts. We're going to copy trade them all." And I said, "Yeah, just give me 30 days. This is not going to happen overnight. $200 to $300 a day. Maybe it happens in 10 days. Maybe it happens in 15 days. But it's not going to be a freaking, a Motley Crue song. It's going to be more of a slow, steady Barry Manilow, I have a feeling. It's not going to be exciting. But it's going to be so profitable and so easy. And the key is, and the true genius of this is, the right way of doing it should be that's why it's successful. Everyone just is a kid in a candy store. You're in a casino and you have these contracts and you're going to get in, you're going to blow out, you're going to be going this way and that way, you're addicted. You know what? We've all been there. But if you could just roll that back and say, all right, I'm going to dedicate one account for Johnny's calls. I want to do the other account for whatever I want to do. And I guarantee you, we're going to qualify next month. You're going to qualify. Give me, 20 days with a 50K account. All right, take the setups. I'm actually going to start doing daily updates of all the setups and have a spot on the site that you could follow the accounts. I'm working on that tonight. So there's a lot of cool stuff that I want to really push with this, and I don't want to alienate the stock traders or the option traders or not, but we're here to make some money, and this is an easy way for traders to get started without even so the direction is clear. I'm going to wrap up this podcast. I like this. Let me know if you liked it. Was it out? This is usually done one take. I'm not much of an editor, so you get things when I feel like there's some passion behind it, and I really do believe it. So I'm super excited about showing you how easy this is going to work, and I think it's one of the greatest side hustles ever. And I think, just the important part of, there's a combination of things you could use. You could use the alerts. And I think everyone, if you're a member of Day Trading Radio, get the alerts. If you're not a member of Day Trading Radio, you can get these super signal alerts on your phone with the Zello network. So you could actually go to Day Trading Radio and you could sign up for those alerts, or I'll put the link in the description of this podcast. And then you have, of course, the scripts. Now, let's just talk about the scripts just for a second. The scripts identify the setup as what I tend to be looking for. A combination of a multiple stochastics on different time frames with different parameters, all lining up as there's a divergence on the 1 minute time frame. But we're also looking for divergences on the 5 minute and the 44. There's about 4 really good setups, 3 super signals that I look for. And those super signals are the ones that I will take. And, this process and the progress will continue just to go at a nice, even pace, because we're not going to overtrade. This is going to be very detailed. Every setup is going to be defined. There's going to be a reason why we get in every setup, a reason to get out. And the reason to get out here, again, the reason to get out is going to be different for the scripts. The scripts have the scripts have their parameters, and they can't read the market. We could add different things into the script to kind of read strength and stuff, but overall, I feel like the experience I have, knowing the time of day, the type of market, you got to feel this stuff out day by day. So me being in front of the charts and then getting a super signal and then clarifying it or qualifying it and making sure it's a good one, and if there's any outstanding issues around the super signal, like maybe there's a news about to break, maybe the president's going to come on TV, certain things like this will take you by surprise and stop you out all the time. So, but if you're in front of it like I am, you kind of feel that out. You know if it's a good setup or not, especially the time frames, the 950 reversals. I feel more comfortable seeing that big divergence at 950 and saying you need to keep this on longer. So every setup is not equal when it comes to a super signal. It really depends on market direction, market sentiment. If we're in a kind of a bearish 1 minute downtrending market for the last hour, and you get a buy signal, it's not like you're predicting that this is going to be the bottom. We're predicting that we're going to have a nice little move up, but because of the other indicators I'll be watching, we'll be able to tell you that stay in this one longer or get out on the first bounce. And getting out on the first bounce in a downtrending market is a win either way. So basically every setup that we send out will have some upside. The hard part for trading is, when do you take your profits? All right, when do you take your profits? Sometimes you have to take your profits faster. A parameter or a profit area in the bot might not be reached, even though the setup was a great setup, and your parameters you have set a little too wide for a downtrending, tight, sell-off type of market. Doesn't mean you can't get bounces and trade those. You'll get divergences too, but they'll get the little move on the divergence, but it'll also roll over. And when it rolls over, because it's a divergence and because it's set up a certain way, if it starts to roll over on the 9-3, we know to cut and run. And that protects us from any losses. So these little things like this is the key to this side hustle. A couple rules you have to apply, have the alerts, and basically just execute it. Now, you're not going to be in front of the markets all the time. Maybe you're saying, I can't do this. I need something I can work on at night. I want that type of side hustle. Yeah, you know what? I guarantee this side hustle, I like that term, is a scientific approach to making money. I'm not, selling Beanie Babies. I have my own product. It's the divergence. And my business plan tells me how to get in and when to get out. And if I continue just to follow that business plan, revenues will come in as long as I'm in front of the market and able to take these. That's how, human nature will force us to overtrade, take other setups that are not high probability setups. We'll get, you hear the train? The train. What a podcast this is. Oh, Johnny. Anyway, I should leave on that train note. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. Day Trading Radio, you get all the information you need. On the prop alerts, I have a link there, how to set one up. It's upper top of the website. Says follow these steps to qualify your evaluation account. There's also a link there for the Zello Futures Trade Alerts Network. Excuse me, that's a tongue twister. Futures Trade Alert Network is the Zello channel, and again, members get that channel, but you could get it on your own if you're not a member. You could get that. Just go to Day Trading Radio. No, go to Patreon /Day Trading Radio, and you'll see to get those alerts. It's only $20 a month. It's incredible. You'll see an option there for the Futures Trade Alert Network. All right, that's an incredible deal. That's just an introductory offer for people who are not members of Day Trading Radio. But even if you're a member and you're actively using that, please sign up to show your support, because I'm using that to kind of just offset other expenses while we concentrate on this a little bit more. So, if you enjoy that, head over to the that website and pledge for that. I think that's it. I'll see everyone in the markets Monday, and I actually have some stock charting to do tomorrow as I push out the high probability watch list, where we're going to be focused on the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000. All right. Good night, everyone.